Hey everybody, Joe Rawlinson, dadsguidetotwins.com. Glad you can join me today. We're going to talk a little bit about how to celebrate your twins' first birthday. Celebrating your twins' first birthday, you deserve a celebration as much as anybody because let's face it, if you survive the first year with your twins, you deserve a party, right? Regardless of if your twins are having a party, you deserve one because the first year is going to be the hardest of all the ones to come. So my advice for the birthday is remember that you've worked hard over the first year to keep your twins alive and to cope with the insanity that two babies can bring. So don't add to your stress by having a massive birthday party. Fortunately, the first birthday is probably the only chance in your kids' lives when they have no expectations of what a typical birthday would be like. Your twins' first birthday is therefore your only chance to take it easy. So my recommendation is to take it easy. Now you ask, well, what should we do about presents for our twins' birthday? One of our daughters was interested in the paper and the box and the wrapping more than the actual gift itself. And when your twins are one, they're probably going to be in a similar boat where they really care about the shiny paper, the ribbons, and what's inside the package is the least of their concerns or interest. You may find something similar with your twins as well. You don't need a ton of gifts at this age. Your babies are going to want to play with everything but the gift, right? The wrapping paper, the box, and eventually they'll want to play with the gift. This, of course, is going to be a new experience for them. Opening presents, you know, maybe they haven't, they were too young for Christmas or other holidays, and so they're having their birthday party, and they're getting gifts, and they're trying to even figure out what they're supposed to do with this. You're going to find that you're having to help them, you know, rip the paper, find out where they're supposed to get going with their gifts. So because this is a new experience for them, they may act upset or frustrated, you know, if you try to rush them on to the next present. So my recommendation is, you know, take it easy. Don't give them a lot of presents at once because you're like, hey, you open one present, it's time to move on to the next present. But they may still be interested in that first gift and particularly the wrapping and the packaging around it. So the solution here is to only have, you know, a few gifts for your twins. If you have multiple gifts, spread them out throughout the day to extend the enjoyment. For example, our daughters would open their presents from their older brothers first thing in the morning, and they spent time playing with those and enjoying those toys. And then when the grandparents came over later that day, the twins opened more presents, and we had dinner, and then we opened more presents after that. And so by kind of staggering the gifts throughout the day, you spread out the joy and the happiness. And by the end of the day, they're going to be pros at opening and enjoying their presents. So the question is, well, should you buy 2 of every gift? So do you want identical gifts for your twins, or should you just get them different gifts? Now the answer here is that it depends. By the first year, you should really know your twins' personalities, and you know if they can share toys or if they're fighting over toys already. And so you need to plan your presents accordingly. Sometimes we would get 2 similar gifts, but they were still different. Maybe they're the same, you know, type of doll, but different outfits or different accessories or something like that. So we knew that they were going to eventually be playing and exchanging these things around anyway. The next thing I want to talk about with birthdays for your twins is the birthday cake. Now we made a big deal of each girl having her own cake. After all, we feel, as hopefully you do, that each twin is an individual, right? And that just happens to be sharing a birthday with her sibling. While I think separate cakes will be a bigger deal, you know, as the twins get older. I know now our girls are 8, and we make sure we have a separate cake for each of them. The first birthday, we probably could have been okay with just one cake. Maybe that cake was, you know, decorated differently on each side of the cake, but what we did was we had 2 different cakes with different decorations. Now there is one thing that you must do on your twins' first birthday, and that is to make sure you get a whole bunch of pictures and video of them eating their birthday cake. This is a rite of passage for every child, is to have that picture taken where they've got cake smeared all over their face, all over their body, in their hair, all over the high chair, you know, on the walls, on the floor. That is like a rite of passage for a first birthday. And so you need to capture that in video and images so you can embarrass your kids later. We ended up just kind of stripping our girls down to their diapers and feeding them the cake, and then we just, you know, hosed them down in the bathtub after the fact. Remember that your twins won't remember anything that happens on their first birthday. So you're going to need something to show them. You need proof that you actually celebrated that birthday with them later down the road. Now the next thing you may wonder about is guests for birthday parties. You may have heard of these first birthday parties that are like these huge, extravagant parties for kids that aren't even going to remember or thoroughly enjoy that. So how many people should you invite over for the party? I would recommend as few as possible. Your kids are going to be too young to have any friends, you know, in a traditional friend sense, right? They may have people they play with, but they don't have those enduring relationships yet. So they aren't expecting to see anybody on their birthday besides those people they see every day. You know, that's probably you, or probably their siblings. So the people you should have over at your twins' first birthday party are the people that your twins are most familiar with and the loved ones that want to witness this big milestone. You know, grandparents, for example, want to share in that special moment. Now, ironically, babies typically start to develop stranger anxiety around their first birthday. So even though grandparents can seem, even though they see them a lot, they may still seem like strangers because of the stranger anxiety. So if your twins are beginning to exhibit signs of stranger anxiety and fear, you may want to take that into consideration when you are planning out your guest list for the birthday party. When you're planning these parties, when you're having the parties with your kids, just remember to enjoy it, to live in the moment with your twins, because the first birthday, you know, comes on the heels of a very crazy year with your twins. You deserve to celebrate this milestone with your babies. So cherish the day, you know, take lots of pictures and video, and don't forget to take a picture of you with your babies. You know, soak in the sights, the sounds, and yes, even the smells of birthday, because your twins are never going to have another one like this again. The second birthday, they're going to be older, different likes, interests, friends, and they are going to remember that one a little bit better. As always, you can find me at dadsguidetotwins.com, or if you have questions for me, you can email joe@dadsguidetotwins.com.